Welcome to Dev Dialogues Direct, a Ties That Bind gaming podcast series. I'm your host, Abstract Engineer, and this is where we talk to indie video game developers about their latest projects and recently released games. Let's get started. In November 2024, we were contacted by Office After Hours developer Game & Code, who invited us to try the demo of their upcoming indie anomaly horror game. With eerie visuals and an unsettling premise, the game immediately caught our attention. After playing the full release on June 2nd, 2025, we were impressed and curious to learn more. So we reached out to Game & Code to talk about their creative process, the challenges of solo development, and the inspirations behind Office After Hours. This is our interview with Game & Code, the developer behind Office After Hours. Is Office After Hours your first video game as an independent developer? Do you have any prior experience?
I have prior experience in programming and have developed some games before, but these were only game jams or unfinished games. Office After Hours is my first serious commercial game and my first 3D game that I developed.
We played the Office After Hours demo in November 2024 and loved it. However, the released version has evolved significantly, making it even better than the demo. Could you share some insights into your creative process?
Let's be honest. The early demo of Office After Hours, especially during Steam Next Fest, was not good. But it was part of the learning process. The demo showed me really early what worked and what didn't, and I updated it regularly with everything I learned along the way. I also played a lot of other Anomaly games. That helped for sure. I realized that I had to change a lot to avoid being just another Exit 8 clone. I didn't want that, so I put my personality into the game. I added humor and funny things, which are really atypical for these types of games. But I think it worked out in the end, because I wanted to create a game that would be fun for a broad audience, not just for fans of the Anomaly genre.
What was your biggest challenge when developing the game? How did you overcome the challenge?
My biggest challenge when developing the game was learning everything along the way, because I had never developed a 3D game before. There were many technical obstacles. Another big challenge was getting everything done in parallel, like handling marketing as a solo developer. Keeping the motivation was okay for most of the time, but in the last 2 or 3 months, I lost a bit of it and wasn't as focused as I used to be. I went on a vacation. It did me good. Discipline helped me to finish the project after that.
What is the primary theme you wanted to explore? Why did you explore this theme?
The primary theme of the Office After Hours is overwork. I wanted to explore that theme because it is relevant to many people in today's society. I also wanted to respect the Anomaly genre by creating a horror game. I thought that theme could work quite well with horror. I also thought that my target group would be more likely to be based in Asia, given that many Anomaly games are aimed at that market. The overworked theme fits with this, which is why I wanted to explore it further. Office After Hours stands out from typical Anomaly video games by introducing a unique storyline and game mechanics. What specifically drew you to this genre in the first place, and what did you see as its potential that you aim to unlock or expand upon with your game? I played Exit 8, and I was searching for a game idea for my first game to release. I did some market research and created some prototypes. I thought the Anomaly genre is a good place to start as a solo developer, especially since the games aren't typically that big, and you don't need many graphical design skills. You can also finish the game faster. In the end, it took me longer than I wanted, but I didn't want to just make an Exit 8 clone, so I expanded it a bit to make it more interesting. You can be similar to other games, but you don't want it to be exactly the same, so I added things that I thought would make it more fun. The main thing about Anomaly games is that they attract people who like to discover things, so why not expand on that a little? Items, new areas, and a story are ideal for those who want to discover more.
What is the main character's motivation?
And the main character's motivation is to leave the office. He signed a contract. He didn't know what the contract was for, and now he's stuck in the office after work. He doesn't want to do overtime anymore. Another way to see it is that the character's motivation comes from wanting to take back control of his life by making meaningful choices. If you're overwhelmed by your job, there's an option to leave, and that's essentially what happens in the game. I initially planned to focus more on that in the story, but ultimately it didn't fit. Still, it's a message I wanted to share. You always have a choice.
What has been your biggest challenge since the game's release? How have you managed the challenge?
Game development doesn't stop once you release your game. Many people were streaming the game unexpectedly, which was overwhelming at first, but also great. There were also some bugs, and there's no other option than just fixing them. It helped me to prioritize tasks and not check social media too often to get distracted.
Do you have anything that you would like to add?
Don't overwork yourself. Go out and enjoy life.
What advice do you have for independent video game developers?
My advice would be to do your market research. Follow Chris Zukowski. Create some prototypes, and don't start with your first idea. Take your time to explore different approaches, create simple games, and learn from them. Your first game won't be great. I feel the same way about Office After Hours. It's always a learning process, so just start small and build on that. Also, always remember that no one will care about your game. Your game needs to look polished and be enjoyable at its core. This is an extremely challenging task, especially for a first game. Last but not least, you need to find a way to market it and create a hook, such as a dinosaur in the office.
That's the end of the interview, but wait, don't tune out just yet. Ties That Bind Gaming continues to provide a platform for independent game developers like Game and Code. Our goal is to help spread the word about their awesome games. We had a positive experience working with Game and Code and wish them nothing but success. Office After Hours is a great game. I recommend checking it out. It's available on Steam. Discover the stories behind the games you love. Dev Dialogues direct delves deep into the passion and innovation driving the indie scene, offering insider perspectives, behind-the-scenes stories, and a closer connection to the games and their creators. Whether you're a gamer, a developer, or just someone fascinated by the art of game creation, this series dives deep into the passion and innovation driving the indie scene. Stay tuned for insider perspectives, behind-the-scenes stories, and a closer connection to the games and their creators. Thank you for listening to Ties That Bind Gaming's first Dev Dialogues Direct podcast. We'll be back soon with more conversations with indie developers, and you can find more interviews and gaming content at tiesthatbindgaming.com. We hope you'll join us for the next one. Game on! Disclaimer: the voices you hear were generated with the use of AI. The original interview was conducted via text, and it can be found on our website.